everyone, I'm Claire and this is my vlog Love Thread Sews. Welcome back if you are an existing subscriber and welcome if you are new. So today's vlog is the final challenge for the Busy Bee Sewing Challenge. So this is a 3-monthly challenge that is being run by Christine from the Gemini Stitchers and Sam from Sequin Girly, and they very kindly invited me to be a part of this challenge. And we had 3 challenges. It was basically one per month, so I have done previous vlogs on all of my other challenges, and today is the reveal of the final challenge. So challenge 3 was all about making a garment for a Mediterranean getaway. Now you can interpret that however you wish. I decided to make an outfit for myself, so basically kind of wanted to use some fabric from my stash, and I also wanted to use a pattern that I already own. So I had a look through and I decided to make the Andi set by Swim Style Patterns. So I'll pop a picture of the patterns. I don't know whether you're familiar with it or not, but it's I've been quite keen to have a go at making it, and I'd seen a few other kind of nice versions and I thought it would be perfect for this challenge, so that is what I went with. So if you would just bear with me a second, I shall reveal my garment. 2 seconds. So here she is, all finished. Now you won't be able to see the full length of the garment because obviously I'm recording the way I'm recording this. It doesn't show the full length, but what I will do is as I'm talking I will pop some pictures in that I've sort of taken of me wearing it. And I've tried to be a little bit creative with my photos, so I have taken the photos with kind of straw hat and stuff, and then I've superimposed it onto some like beach backgrounds and stuff like that, so just to kind of try and capture that Mediterranean sort of feel. So I'll just talk you through a little bit about the garment itself and how I found it, and how I found sewing it up and the kind of sizing and stuff, and then I will sort of share some pictures and a little bit of footage at the end, so I hope that's okay with you. So challenge, as I mentioned, was to sew something up that was suitable for a Mediterranean getaway. So I had a look through my stash and remembered that I had this fabric that I've had in my stash for not too long, maybe a year to 18 months. And I'd bought this, I saw this come up at Stitch, I think they're Stitch Fabrics online, but you'll probably know them more as Rosenberg. And I believe this may even still be in stock, this fabric. So this is actually called Black and White Fantasy, and it is a Cupro fabric. So it's beautifully soft. It's really lightweight, so it's absolutely perfect for a holiday. I really wanted to have a go at the Andi set, so I thought this would be perfect. So I have made the skirt and obviously I've made the top. Now I decided to make a size large in the top, but I had heard from previous people that it actually does come down quite low, and I think on some people it has almost been a little bit revealing. So, and I know that I'm quite short in the body here, sort of like from my shoulders down to my bust. I'm quite short in the body here, so quite often with a lot of patterns I have to sort of shorten it here and generally take out about 1 inch. So I automatically did that with this pattern before I even cut it out. Then I think I may have cut a small or a medium sort of at the top, and then when I got to the armhole I then graded out to large, and that, so it's basically the large is across the width of the garment here, and the top part is very slightly smaller. I knew it was quite a short top, and being petite I thought it would be okay, and I kind of made it as is. I didn't add any length to the bodice, but when the garment was finished I realised it was actually quite short, and I don't really like showing off my midriff because I've got a little bit of a tummy and I don't tend to kind of show that area of my body off. So I was trying to have a think about what I could do to lengthen it. I didn't know whether to kind of add a band of fabric on the bottom, but then I had a look in my stash and I found this lace. Now, I bought this lace years ago. I think I went to, I think it was Walthamstow Market with my mum quite a long time ago, and I remember picking this lace up. I think I bought this and also a black version, and so this has been sitting in my stash for a really long time, and I realised it was like a perfect match with the top. And it was, I think it was meant to be honest, because the length of lace that I had was the exact length of this top that I needed. So I had nothing left over, and it was the full, like the perfect sort of width for the top. So it was kind of like it was meant to be, and I actually really quite like that on there. I think it just adds a little bit of something different. So yeah, I kind of added that on sort of at the end once the top was made, and it has just added that sort of perfect extra little bit of length to the top, which means that I'm not really showing my midriff. And then you've got the tie here. I went with the tie, so there's another option where you can have a tie that actually goes around your neck and then comes down, and you've got I think it's a longer tie, but I just opted for the one that just doesn't go around the neck. And then you can actually ruche this up, you know, if you want to have it up as high as you want. I probably would never wear it up quite that high. I quite like it, the length it's at, to be honest, and yeah, it's a nice kind of floaty top. And what I didn't realise on the sides, there's a very slight bit of gathering here. I don't know whether you'll be able to see that, but there's just a very slight bit of gathering just on the side there, and it just, I think it just adds a little extra feature. And I'll just show you the back as well. So there is a seam line down the back. To be honest, I didn't really pattern match this, so you can tell that it's not pattern matched, but you know, I'm not too worried about that. And then the top is also fully faced. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but it's basically got a full facing inside, which kind of goes like around here, so it's just cuts across the top of your chest, and that part of it is fully enclosed. So I was really pleased with the outcome of that, to be honest, and I think the fabric is quite effective. And then the skirt, I actually made for some reason I made a medium in the skirt rather than a large, and I'm not quite sure why I did that, because so the skirt is elasticated. I've just got it pinned to my mannequin at the moment because it won't stay up on there otherwise. But so the skirt is elasticated. I found the instructions for the elastic around the skirt a little bit complicated, and I think it could have been a little bit simpler. I can't even remember off the top of my head what they get you to do now, but I think you kind of have to turn the waistband over, and then, or I think you insert the elastic and then turn it over, and yeah, it was just an unusual way of inserting the elastic, and I didn't find it that easy, to be honest. For such a simple skirt, I found the skirt actually really challenging. So what I've actually done is because this fabric is light, I have fully lined this with a Rosenberg Cupro that I had in my stash, and it is also the perfect match for this fabric. So I've just added an extra layer, and what I did was I basically cut two of everything out, so two of the lining, two of the skirt, and then I just kind of sewed them together at the side seams, so almost created like an interlining for it. And then I treated the skirt as kind of one piece. that may have been a slight mistake doing that, which I will tell you about in a minute. But yeah, I think I mean the lining is beautiful, and it does give a nice sort of drape to the skirt. But I did have quite a few issues with the skirt. So it's got pockets, and then there is meant to be sort of, I don't know if you can really see it here, but there is meant to be quite a big slit up the side of the skirt, and I could not get that side split to work properly. I don't know if it's the lightness of the fabric or the fact that I had the lining kind of joined to it as well, but I also found the instructions for the split really complicated. Maybe it was just me. I don't know if anyone else has made it and you found the same, or it may just be that I wasn't reading it properly or something. I'm not sure, but I found the instructions for the side split really quite complicated, and I just couldn't understand what it was trying to tell me. And it was telling you to turn the side seams in by 8.5 centimeters each side, which I thought was an awful lot. But maybe the skirt is cut deliberately kind of wide to allow for that. And whatever I tried, I just could not get it to sit straight and get it to sit nicely. And yeah, possibly it was because I'd underlined it or interlined it, whatever, however you want to say. So I saw somebody else had made this recently, and they mentioned that they decided to just sew up the side seams because they felt that the skirt was wide enough without the side splits. And to be honest, that hadn't really crossed my mind. And when I saw that, I thought, actually, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do the same. So when I got back from my holiday on Friday, Saturday, I just basically sewed up the side seams. Now, something's not quite right with the way I've done it, because it's kind of, the side seams are still like trying to fold in on themselves. So I don't know whether that, because of the interlining, that there's a little bit more bulk there, or the fabric is just not quite lined up properly with the interlining. I don't know. When it's on, I don't think it notices quite as much, but hanging here, I mean, you can't really see this because of the way that I'm filming on landscape, but yeah, the side of the skirt is kind of folding in on itself. The other thing that I had a real difficulty with is hemming this skirt, and again, I think that is because of the interlining. So I try to overlock the end first, like the bottom of the skirt, and I kind of overlocked the lining and the outside of the skirt, like the main fabric, together. And it almost created like a puffball effect on the bottom, and it was just horrendous. And actually, now thinking about it, probably what I should have done was just hemmed the skirt, the outer fabric, and then hemmed the lining separately, which I didn't really think about while I was doing it. I was trying to treat it all as one piece of fabric. So I had a real issue with that, and I did end up hemming it, but the insides are not that neat. Some places the hem is much thicker, and then other places the hem is kind of much thinner. But I kind of figured, do you know what? No one else is going to see that, just me. And by that point, I just wanted to get it done. The skirt, it wasn't the easiest or the best, and certainly wasn't my best sewing, shall we say. But I have ended up with a wearable garment. It wasn't quite the sew that I was hoping it would be. I thought, to be honest, out of all of it, I thought the skirt would be the easy part. It would come together really quickly, but possibly the interlining has caused some of those issues, maybe. So I'm certainly not blaming it on the pattern, but there are some elements of the pattern that didn't quite make sense to me either, which was mainly the side splits. But again, that could be me not quite fully grasping it. But Yeah. Anyway, other than that, I I really quite like the garment. Obviously, now this time of year we're sort of in September, and in the UK we're sort of coming into our autumn, so I don't think this is actually going to get much wear now. But I think it will definitely get some wear next summer. So I'll kind of probably tuck that away, ready for next summer. But what I will do now is I'll just pop in a few photos. So I've had a little bit of a play with some photos today. So because I hadn't finished the garment, I basically took some photos of some backdrops while I was on holiday. By the way, if you can hear some snoring, that's my dog. He's fast asleep behind me and he's snoring away, so apologies for that. Yeah, so I took a couple of like backdrop photos of, we had a really nice garden in our property that we were staying in, and also a couple of beach photographs. And then yesterday I took some photos of me in the garment, and then I've kind of superimposed myself onto the background. So they are the photos that I'm going to pop in here, just to show you you know, what it would look like in a kind of more of a Mediterranean kind of feel, I guess. So I hope you enjoy that, and then I will just pop a little bit of footage right at the end just to show me wearing the garment and the way it kind of drapes and stuff. So yeah, so I just want to say a big thank you to Sam and Christine for inviting me to be part of this challenge. I've really enjoyed this, and it's sort of, I guess, put me out of my comfort zone a little bit in a couple of areas. It's been really fun to kind of do something a little bit different. I've met some new sewing friends, so the rest of the vloggers that have all been taking part in this challenge, we've had a few sort of messages and communications between us all. So I've made some new sewing friends, which is really nice. I'll pop a picture in again of all the other vloggers that have participated, and also I will put their links to their channels below so that you can go and check out all of their reveal vlogs for challenge 3. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they all came up with. But yeah, other than that, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this challenge, and if you haven't already subscribed, it would be great if you could subscribe to my channel, and also give me a thumbs up if you've liked my content. And please feel free to comment below, let me know what you think of my garment. Does it pass for a Mediterranean getaway? So otherwise I will say goodbye, and I shall catch up with you again soon. Thank you for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.